Hello students, hope everyone is fine and doing good. So today's class we are going to discuss about the third method, which is cross multiplication method. In last two classes we discussed elimination method, substitution method, and the third method is cross multiplication method. So solve the following equations using the cross multiplication method. The equations are given: 2x minus 3y plus 4 equals to 0, x plus 2y minus 6 equals to 0. Okay, so if they ask a cross multiplication method, then I have to solve it compulsory by cross multiplication only. Or in the exam, they simply ask you to solve the equation, then out of three methods, you can use any method. Okay, if the particular method is mentioned, you have to use that particular method only. Otherwise, it is your choice. Now, come to the solution. How do you solve using the cross multiplication method? So here the constants are variables are x and y. So I put here x, y, and in place of constant I'll put 1. So here you have to write the numbers. So first you have to start from the coefficients of y. So first coefficient is minus 3. Then if I come here in the second equation, y coefficient is 2. Okay. Then you have to write the constant term. Here the constant term is 4. And here the constant term is minus 6 in the second equation. So here I have written minus 3, and then 2, here it is 2, then constant terms of 4, so I have written 4 here, then minus 6 here. Then after writing the constant term, now I have to write the x coefficient. In the first equation, x coefficient is 2. In the second equation, x coefficient is 1. Now after writing this, now you have to write again here y coefficient, that is minus 3, and here y coefficient is in the second equation your y coefficient is 2. So you have to understand this process, how to write. Why we are writing this way, we'll discuss it later on, but how to write, you understand it now. So I have to write first x, y, and 1. Then I have to put here initially x, y coefficient minus 3 of first equation, and then in second line y coefficient of the second equation, then constant terms 4 and minus 6, then x coefficient 2 and 1, then again y coefficient minus 3 and 2. So starting of the expression and ending of the expression, they are the same numbers and both are y coefficient minus 3 comma 2, and here also minus 3 and 2. Okay, so this is how you arrange them. Once you write them, then you have to simplify them. How do you simplify is, here I'll write in the numerator it is x. Now here you have to write shapes are not coming. Okay. So here let me put the bracket minus 3. See here, minus 3 into minus 6. So let me put the equations. Minus 3 into minus 6, close the bracket, minus, so this minus is from the formula, the product of minus 3 into minus 6, because these minuses are from the numbers only, minus 3 into minus 6, minus, then the product of 2 into 4 or 4 into 2, 2 multiply 4. Okay, so this is how you have to multiply. Then next fraction will come as y upon y upon, here also 4 into 1, 4 multiply by 1. So here I have to maintain the bracket, 4 multiply by 1 minus, so 4 multiply by 1 minus, now minus 6 into 2, minus 6 into, so this bracket is closed, which is equals to, again fraction will come, this will be 1 upon, so when I write 1 upon, then these two numbers will be multiplied, 2 into 2, try to put the bracket, 2 into 2 minus, so here 2 into 2 is multiplied, minus 1 into minus 3, 1 into minus 3. So this multiplication you have to be careful. Most of the students will do the mistakes here only. So first these two numbers will be multiplied, minus 3 into minus 6, minus 2 into 4. So this minus sign everywhere. Between the two terms we have minus sign. This minus sign everywhere between the two terms comes from the formula. Okay. So now next step I'll write here. Let me insert the equation and see what other terms can be simplified. So x upon, what do you get here? If I simplify this denominator term, what do you get? Here minus 3 into minus 6 is 18. 2 into 4 is 8. So 18 minus 8, which will be 10. So I hope you can understand if I write this step directly. Then next case, here it will come y upon, here you multiply, 4 into 1 is 4, minus into 2 is minus 12, minus into minus 12 plus 12, so 4 plus 12, 4 plus 12 is 16. Okay, if you are confusing, you can write one more step between that. Here you will get 1 upon, 2 into 2 is 4 here. This 2 into 2 will be 4. 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. Minus 3 into minus plus 3. So 4 plus 3, which will be 7. Okay. So you got here. Next step what I do is, here 3 fractions are equal, right? If 3 fractions are equal, I can rewrite it as x upon 10 must be equals to 1 by 7. Can be put x upon 10 equals to 1 by 7. So which implies, what do you get? X value. Can I say x value will be 10 by 7? So x will be equals to, it will come as 10 upon 7. Okay, because this denominator 10 here, it will go to the numerator this side. If I transpose, 10 into 1 will be 10, so 10 upon 7. Now similarly in the second case also I can write as, so here I'll get y upon 16 will also be equals to 1 upon 7. So what do you get here if I write? So that implies, if I want y value, so I'll get y equals to 16 upon 7, because that 16 will go to the numerator, so this will come as 16 upon 7. So x value is 10 upon 7 and y value is 16 upon 7. Hope this method is clear to you. So let's take another example to solve this one. So what we discussed, what to write here, x, then you have to write y, then you have to put 1. So these are the mandatory things. So here what you get is, first you have to write y coefficient, so that will be minus 3, and here next equation y coefficient is minus 6. So here I'll write constant, so minus 5, this will be 3, then here I'll put x coefficient 2, then here x coefficient is 4, and here again I'll put minus 3, and it will be minus 6. Okay, hope you understood this, how to write this equation. So after writing this, what I have to do, let me insert the equation. So this will come as x upon, so what I do here is, I'll write it directly, minus 3 into 3, minus 9. First let me multiply here, minus 6, minus 5, minus into minus is plus, 6 into 5, 30. So formula has minus 30. How this minus I am writing, even though I am writing minus 6 into minus 5 is plus 30, but I am writing here minus 30 because this minus comes from the formula. Okay, so between the two terms you will have always minus sign. So here y upon, what do you get, minus 5 into 4, minus 5 into 4, minus 20, then 2 into 3, 2 into 3 will be 6, formula has minus, so it will be minus 6, so which will be equals to, here I have 1 upon, what do you get, 2 into 6 is minus 12, 2 6 are 12, here 4 into minus 3, minus 12, but formula has 1 minus, so minus into minus will become plus 12. Okay, so next equation, if I simplify, I'll get it as, so let me insert the equation again. So let's increase the font size also. Yeah, so here you will get x upon, see the denominator what you get, minus 39, minus 30, minus 9 will be minus 39, which is equals to, here you will get y upon minus 20 minus 6, it will be minus 26, which is equals to, so here you will get 1 upon, what do you get, 1 upon minus 12 plus 12 will be 0. Okay, so generally we will take 1 upon 0 as infinity, so x upon minus 39 equals to infinity, that means x value is infinity, right? Or maybe if you want, let me write one more step, maybe it will be clear to you. So here I will get x upon minus 39 will be equals to, you will get 1 upon 0. Yes, I am extending, otherwise you can, there itself you can conclude, but some of them might have the doubt. So which implies what you get, I will get x equals to, so here you will get minus 39 upon 0, because this minus 39 in the denominator, it will go to numerator here if I interchange the equality sign, left hand side to right hand side. So do you think minus 39 upon 0 is a valid number? No, it is invalid number, it does not exist only. Okay, why I am getting x values does not exist, because just you observe the given equation of pair of linear equation. If you find a1, a2, b1, b2, you will get a1 upon a2 is 1 by 2, b1 upon b2 is also 1 by 2, but c1 upon c2 is minus 5 by 3. So a1 upon a2 is equals to b1 upon b2 is not equals to c1 upon c2. This is the condition for parallel lines. So parallel lines does not have any solution. So this is how you will get if the given system of equations has no solution. Even if I find y value also will come minus 26 upon 0, which is again invalid. So if you are getting denominator 0, that means your given system of equations has no solution, or the given system of equations are parallel lines. Okay, so here you will write the conclusion that no solution. Okay, so just I have taken a second example. If you parallel lines are given and is solved by cross multiplication, how does they look like? So at homework, you try for infinite solutions. Okay. So try it out. If you want, I'll write the equation as a homework question here. Try this question. 2x minus 3y plus 6 equals to 0. And another equation is 3 to the 6x minus 9y plus this 18 is equals to 0. Try this equation with cross multiplication and see what type, because this has infinite many solutions. A1 upon A2 is 1 by 3, B1 upon B2 is also 1 by 3, C1 upon C2 is also 1 by 3. 6 by 18 means 1 by 3. So just try this equation with cross multiplication and let me know how the answers are going to look like. Now one more most important thing you have to remember, this constant terms. Okay. So whether you keep both the constant terms, this 4 after equality, then 6 plus 4 after equality and minus 6 also after equality. But generally what if you, for example, given question is something like this. So what happens here? Here plus 4 is the left side of the equality and here 6 is right side of the equality. Now do not solve the question like this. Okay, whether you keep both the constant left of the equality or keep both the constants on the right side of the equality. I suggest you to keep on the left side of the equality only. Okay. Do not keep one constant on the left side and the second equation constant on the right side and I try to solve. Then you definitely will get the wrong answer. Okay. So you have to be taken care. In the exam also, one constant if they give on the left side and another constant on the right side of the equality, then students without looking the equation, they simply substitute and solve and they get the wrong answer. So please be careful. So this is about the cross multiplication method. I think this is the much easier method. And please do remember this minus sign comes from the formula. This is one of the things you have to remember. Next one, we are going to solve the word problems now based on the fractions. Okay. Fractional questions. Let's see how do you solve this fractional question. A fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, initially I have some fraction. If you add 2 to the numerator and 2 to the denominator, so the fraction is going to be 9 by 11. So you can say if I have 7 upon 9, if I add 2 in the numerator, 2 in the denominator, so 7 plus 2 is 9 and 9 plus 2 is 11. So you cannot say, so therefore required fraction is 7 by 9, because there is one more condition. For the same fraction, if 3 is added to the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. Okay. By adding 2, both numerator and denominator, the fraction is become 9 by 11. But if you add 3 for numerator and denominator, it is becoming 5 by 6. So what is that fraction? So what I do is, let the required fraction is, this is coming green letter. Okay, whatever the required fraction we have, let the required fraction is x upon y. X upon y. Okay, this is our required fraction, given required fraction. Now what happens? If 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, the fraction is becoming 9 by 11. If I add 2 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator, 2 in the numerator means, let me add here. If I add 2 in the numerator and as well as 2 in the denominator, so what your fraction is becoming after adding 2 in the numerator and denominator? Your fraction is going to be 9 upon 11. So I hope you understood how to read the equation and how to represent this one. Okay, this is our required fraction. Now for this fraction, you are adding 2 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator, then it is converting into 9 by 11. So if I do the cross multiplication, so what do you get here? Let me increase the font size. Yeah. So if I do the cross multiplication, what you're going to get? 11 into x plus 2 will be equals to 9 times y plus 2. This is what I get the cross multiplication. This 11 will be multiplied with x plus 2 and 9 will be multiplied with y plus 2. Now open up the bracket. 11 into x is 11x plus 11 into 2 is 22 will be equals to 9 into y is 9y plus 9 into 2 will be 18. Okay. Now what you do is bring this 9y plus 18 to left hand side and see how the equation will become 11x. Now this plus 9y is transferring to the left hand side, so it is going to be 9y plus 22 minus 18 will be equals to 0. So here plus 9y plus 18 which is transferring to left hand side, that's why it is becoming minus 9y, and here it is becoming minus 18. So simplify this one, I'll get 11x minus 9y. What do you get? Plus 18 plus 22 minus 18. I think I'll get plus 4 which will be equals to 0. So this I am going to call as equation number 1. Now what is the second condition is given to us? Second condition is given is if 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, now the fraction is going to be 5 by 6. So what I do is I'll copy the same fraction. Let me change the values later on. 3 is added to the numerator, so 3 is added, and 3 is also added to the denominator. So the fraction is becoming 5 upon 6. Am I right? So let's see how the things are going to change here. Now if I do cross multiplication, I'm going to get 6 times x plus 3 will be equals to 5 times y plus 3. Okay, just cross multiplication it will take. Then we have, if I open the bracket, 6 into x is 6x plus 6 into 3 will be 18 equals to 5 into y will be 5y plus 5 into 3 will be 15. So same way we do, bring all the terms to the left hand side. 6x plus 5y will come this side as minus 5y plus 18 minus 15 will be equals to 0. So here plus 5y is there coming as minus 5y, and similarly plus 15 is there, that is coming as minus 15 to the left side of equality. Now what you are going to conclude finally, it will be 6x minus 5y plus 18 minus 15. 18 minus 15 is going to be 3, will be equals to 0. So we are going to call this as equation number 2. Okay. So from the given data, the given word problem I converted into equation. Now it is your wish which method you want to solve, whether you want to solve by elimination method, substitution method, or cross multiplication method, because none of the methods are mentioned in the question, so it's up to you. You can choose your own method. So what I do is I want to go for elimination method, and I'll do elimination method by eliminating y. So to do this, here y coefficient is 9, here y coefficient is 5. So to make it, what I do is equation number 1, I multiply with 5. So what do you get if I multiply equation 1 with 5? You'll get 5 into 11, 55x. If you want, let me put some more distance. 55x minus 5 nines are 45 y plus 5 fours are 20 will be equals to 0. Now here equation 2 I will multiply with 9. Why I am doing this equation with 5? Because here y coefficient is 5. So that's why 9 will multiply with 5. And here y coefficient is 9. And here this equation I will multiply with 9. See equation 2, entire equation is multiplying with 9. So 9 6 are 54x minus 9 5 are 45y plus 9 3 are 21 will be equals to 0. Is that clear? Now see y coefficient both are becoming 45 and 45. Okay. So how do you solve it now? Insert straight line. So as we discussed in the elimination method, if they have the same sign, so then you have to make the changes in the sign. What are the sign changes you will make? Plus 54 will become minus 54, and this minus 45 will become plus 45, and plus 21 will become minus 21. You see plus 45 minus 45 both will get cancelled. If you want, you can cancel them this way. Minus 45, this plus 45 both will get cancelled. Now see here what is left out. This is plus 55x minus 54x. 55 minus 54 is 1x. That is just x will be equals to, this is, sorry, not equals to, plus 20 minus 21. 20 minus 21 will be minus 1 will be equals to 0. So that implies your x value is going to be 1. Okay. So once you get the x value is 1, now we already know how to solve this one. Substitute x equals to 1 in equation maybe 1. So if I substitute x equals to 1 in equation 1 is 11x, that is 11 into 1 minus 9y plus 4 will be equals to 0. So you will get 11 plus 4 is I think here we made a mistake, sorry. This should be 27 because 9 3s are 27. If it is 27, then you will get it as 7 here. So x value will be 7. So here you will get it will be 7. 77 plus 4. So you will get 77 plus 4 will be 81 minus 9y will be equals to 0. If I simplify this one, finally I am going to get y equals to 9. So x is 7 and y is 9. So after getting x is 7, y is 9. Therefore, required fraction will be equals to x upon y, right? X upon y means 7 upon 9. So this conclusion step also is important to write. Okay. So this is how you solve the word problems based on fractional questions. Okay. So you have to read the question carefully, understand it, then you have to make the changes. Now let me solve the another question for you. Now here also fractional question only I have taken. So see, one more thing. Here initially I written 21, then I realized that it is 27. How do I come to know that I have done it wrong? Because when I taken here x is 1, and if I substitute here x value is 1, my y value is going to be a fraction, because if I put x value is 1 here in place of 7, 11 plus 4, 15. So y value will come 15 by 9. So when I find the fractions, here x has to be an integer and y also has to be an integer. X cannot be in terms of fraction, y cannot be in terms of fraction. Okay, if I take a rational number p by q, if you remember class 9th definition, if any rational number is in the form of p by q, where p and q are both are integers and q cannot be equals to 0. So x has to be integer, positive or negative, and y has to be an integer, positive or negative. Okay, but they cannot be fractions. So that's how I realized here that I made a mistake of finding x value. Then I check where I have done the mistake. I check this multiplication, I have done it correct. When I check this multiplication, so 3 9s instead of 27, I written 21. So that's how you can rectify your answer also if you do any mistake. So here let the required fraction is x upon y. Now here what is the conditions are given? Here this question is a little bigger. The numerator of a fraction is 4 less than the denominator. So if I take the numerator is means equals to 4 less than the denominator. So denominator minus 4. Okay, this is the condition, 4 less than the denominator. For example, denominator is 10, then numerator is 6. If denominator is 191, then if the numerator is 191, then the numerator of a fraction is 4 less than the denominator. Okay, denominator is 190, numerator is going to be 186. So that's why whatever the denominator you have, so denominator is here it is y, and the numerator is x. So numerator equals to 4 less than the denominator. So generally they will write 4 minus y. That is not correct. 4 less than means 4 has to be subtracted from the denominator. So this is going to be your equation 1. Now what is the next condition? If the numerator is decreased by 2, numerator is decreased. So let me insert the equation. Numerator is decreased means initially my numerator is x. Now x is decreased by 2. So it will be x minus 2. And the denominator is increased by 1. Numerator is decreased by 2. So that I decrease the numerator as 2, x minus 2. And denominator is increased by 1. Denominator is increased by means initially my denominator is y. So denominator is increased 1 means y plus 1. So after doing these changes, then after changing the new denominator is 8 times the numerator. So this is the changes will come after decreasing the numerator and increasing the denominator. Now what is the changes coming here? Denominator means y plus 1. Denominator is means equals to 8 times. So 8 times means multiplication, the numerator. So here I have to take this numerator as x, or I have to take x minus 2. I have to consider here it should be x minus 2 only, because after decreasing the numerator and increasing the numerator, decreasing the numerator and increasing the denominator, the condition 8 times condition is applicable. So this is what will come, denominator equals to 8 times of the numerator. So open the bracket, let's see what you get. 5 plus 1 is equals to 8x minus 16. So bring all the terms to the right side or left side. No need to bring, I think. What I do here is, y no need to be, I can simply say substitute x equals to y minus 4 in equation 2. Substitute x value. Here I am using the substitution method because it will be easy for me. Directly I have x value here, no fractions. I can substitute directly x value in equation 2. So if I substitute, my y plus 1 on the left hand side of the equality will remain same. Y plus 1 equals to 8 times. Now 8x is there. So what is x value here? X value is y minus 4 and minus 16. Why this minus 16? Because this constant term is there, so that constant term is eliminated. So in equation number 2, what I have done is I written the whole equation as it is, except in place of x, I replaced with y minus 4. Now see what do you get? Y plus 1 will be equals to, if I open the bracket, 8y minus 8 4 is 32 and then minus 16 will be there. So I'll get y plus 1 will be equals to, instead of writing y minus 1, what I do is I bring this y plus 1, all the terms, to the right hand side. If I bring all the terms to the right hand side, left hand side I have only 0 will be left. So what do you have here? 8y minus, so can I add these two numbers? Minus 32 minus 16 will be minus 48. Then this plus y and plus 1 will come this side as minus y, then minus 1. So if I simplify this one, 0 equals to, you will get 8y minus y. 8y minus y will be 7y, then minus 48 here and minus 1 here. Minus 48 minus 1 will be minus 49. So you will get 49 will be equals to 7y. So therefore you will get y equals to 49 upon 7 will be 7. So x value, once you got y value is 7. So what I do is substitute y equals to 7 in equation 1. What is our equation 1 says? X equals to y minus 4. So you can substitute here x equals to y minus 4, which equals to y value I got it as 7 minus 4. So therefore x equals to 3. Okay, so y value is 7 and x value is 3. Is that clear? I think so. Finally you have to write one more conclusion step. Therefore required fraction equals to x upon y, right? So that will be 3 upon 7. Is it done? So here especially making of the equation is a little bit, you may get confused, but keep practicing, then you'll understand. In any fractional question, our required fraction is x upon y only. Then according to the given question, I have to make. First condition is numerator of a fraction is 4 less than the denominator. So numerator is x, is means equals to 4 less than, that means minus, than the denominator. Now 2 is decreased from the numerator, 1 is increased in the denominator, then denominator will be 8 times of the numerator. Then you know how to solve it. Okay, so here I kept 2 questions as homework for you. Try these 2 questions and copy all the questions in your notebook as a classwork. Okay. Maybe when you take the live session, maybe day after tomorrow, then we'll discuss how exactly this formula is derived. Don't think so you have anything here. Let me check it out. here is the formula of this one. If I take two linear equations as a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 equals to 0. So this is the equation. You write x, then you write y, you write 1. So here you have to write b1, b2, that is y coefficient, c1, c2, those are x constants, a1, a2, those are x coefficients, again b1, b2, those are y coefficients. So see the arrow mark, b1, c2 will be multiplied, b1, c2 is multiplied, minus, this is what I said, that this minus formula will be, minus sign is coming from the formula. This is, if you are getting confused with measure, you can remember this formula, x upon b1, c2 minus b2, c1 equals to y upon c1, a2 minus c2, a1, which is equals to 1 upon a1, b2 minus a2, b1. That's what I said. Everywhere this minus sign will come from the formula only. Okay. So this is the reason why we are using minus sign in the cross multiplication method, which we solved here. You can see here this minus sign from the formula, this minus sign from the formula, this minus sign from the formula. Okay. Hope you understood. No need to wait till the live session. Okay, so next class we will solve more word problems based on the other topic, ages, some other topics, speed, distance and all. So by the time you practice these questions. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.